Well, George Papaconstantinou was Greece's finance minister between 2009 and 2011. He signed the first bailout agreement with the EU and joins us now live from Athens. George, very good to see you. Is a deal now likely? And if so, is it going to be yet another soft kind of fudge which will last a few months and we'll be doing this again?
I think we're close. I don't think we're there yet. And as you know, with this kind of negotiations, it's not over until it's over, until we have a full final deal. To be perfectly honest, I never thought we'd be back here again. We thought that we had left this behind us. But unfortunately, over the last 5 months, the negotiation that happened led us to the situation where we are now. It's an open question whether we'll have a full deal or whether we'll have certain elements which will allow the country to move on for just a couple of months until there is yet another negotiation for the new package, which the country will need for the next 2 or 3 years. And there's another question is whether we're going to have something on the debt relief tonight, whether there will be in the statement something going a little bit further than the 2012 pledge for additional debt relief, something which the country needs very badly.
Is it possible to say how most Greeks feel about this deal? Because we know about the political divisions, we know about Syriza on one side and the far-right Golden Dawn and many other parties in the middle. So is there a kind of consensus in Greece as to what they would like to see happen?
Well, there is certainly a very large majority that wants Greece to stay within the Eurozone. And in that sense, if I could also comment on your reporters' reporting from Syntagma Square, it's not a case of the left being on the square one day and the right being on the square the other day. You had one type of demonstration, which was people backing the government's position, together with certain people who want the country to go to the drachma. And then you had what you have tonight is people from across the political spectrum who want the country to remain within the Eurozone, do not want any kind of accident happening in the next few days. An accident happening through capital controls, through the government running out of cash, not being able to pay wages, salaries, and pensions in July, and being forced to issue IOUs. And that's a solid majority in the Greek population, and it transcends the political spectrum.
And I wonder, because you've lived with this as a citizen as well as a government minister for many years now, do you think many Greeks feel that they're rather hounded by unelected international bodies like the IMF and the European Central Bank, or do they understand where the rationale for these bodies is coming from?
Well, yes, there is that feeling. I wouldn't say that it's completely misplaced, given certain mistakes of the past. At the same time, I do think that there's a little bit more of a need for introspection and looking ourselves in the mirror. It is true that what we've had in the last few years, apart from the suffering, the real suffering that people have endured, you've also had a populist narrative about what went wrong. And to the extent that you don't pin down the real reasons why you're here, then you try and find easy targets to vent your frustration and your unhappiness with what's happening to you, because as a country, we are in deep trouble.
Thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us. Georgios Papaconstantinou there from Athens.